Lines written in early spring. This poem celebrates the relationship between man and nature by the famous natural poet William Wordsworth. The poet rejoices in the sights and sounds of nature, and at the same time he laments on what man has made of man. The first stanza started with I heard 1,000 blended notes and ends with bring sad thoughts to the mind. In this stanza, the difficult words are the first one, blended, blended, blended. Blended means mixed, but here it means various. Next words, notes, notes, notes means sounds or songs of birds. Next one, set, sat. Really, the words means satisfy, but here it means sat, the second form of sit. The third one, grow. Grow means a small wood. The next word, reclined. Reclined means lay in a resting position, or we can say sat. Pleasant means happy. The first two lines, I heard 1,000 blended notes while in a grove I sat reclined, which means I heard 1,000 various sounds and songs when I was sitting in a resting position in a small wood. That made the poet happy. The second two lines, in that sweet mood when the pleasant thoughts bring sad thoughts to the mind, which means when I was in that happy mood, the happy thoughts brought some sad thoughts into my mind. This stanza, you can see certain group of words like 1,000 blended notes, lots of various sounds. These are over exaggeration. So it is a figure of speech called hyperbole. 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 Hyperbole means over exaggeration by a poet. The second stanza starts with to her fair works and ends with what man has made of man. In this stanza, her fair works means nature's honest world activities. Ran means past. Grieved means made sad. Then the sentence, what man has made of man. This sentence means man has created disharmony among his fellow men and destroyed nature. That means man has created problem to other men and destroyed nature. The first two lines, to her fair works did nature link the human soul that through me ran. This means nature has linked the human soul to her, that is nature's fair world of activities. That link of nature passed through the poet. Here nature is considered as a person, that is her fair works. You can see in the lines, her fair works. Here nature is considered as a person, so it is an example of personification. Next two lines, and much it grieved my heart to think what man has made of man. This means it made the poet's heart sad when he thinks that man has created disharmony among his fellow man and destroyed nature. That people have done all wrongdoing among themselves and to the nature. This thought made the poet sad. Third stanza started with through primrose stuff and ends with enjoy the air it breathes. Here the difficult words may be first one primrose. Primrose means a type of chrysanthemum. Second one tufts means bunches of flowers. Next one bower means wine garden. Next one periwinkle. Periwinkle is a spreading wild bluish flower. Wreath, here it means flowers grown thickly in groups. Trail means creep or grow slowly and expand. The first two lines means the periwinkle flowers grow thickly in groups through the bunches of primrose in that green wine garden, which means in nature all kind of plants and flowers grow and exist in perfect harmony without creating any problem. Next two lines, and it is my faith that every flower enjoys the air it breathes means, and it is my belief that every flower enjoys the air it breathes. Fourth stanza started with the birds around and end with a thrill of pleasure. Here the word hoped means jumped in joy. Measure here means imagine. The thoughts here means happiness. Least motion here means silly movement. Meanings the birds around me hoped and played means the birds around the poet jumped in joy and played. Their thoughts I cannot measure means the poet cannot imagine the bird's happiness. But the least motion which they made, it seemed a thrill of pleasure means the silly movement showed a thrill of happiness. The fifth stanza started with the budding twins and ended with pleasure the. Here the meanings budding twigs means new shoots growing from the branches, or we can say tender branches. Fan, fan, fan. Here it means tender leaves. Spread out means extend or stretch. The budding twigs spread out their fans means the new branches stretch the tender leaves to catch the breezy air. Air with a small wind. Breezy air means air with a small wind. Here the new branches or new leaves are stretching hands like humans. So it is an example of personification. Here the new branches or leaves are considered as human. So it is an example of personification. Next two lines, and I must think do all I can means what all I can do is that I must admit. The next line, and there was pleasure, that means that there is happiness everywhere in nature. So the complete meaning is what all I can do is that I must admit the fact that there is happiness everywhere in nature. Sixth stanza started with if this belief from and ended with made of man. Here the words this belief. This belief means happy coexistence. Next one, holy plan. Holy plan means divine plan. Next word, lament. Lament means cry because of extreme sadness or complain. Sent by heaven means sent by God. And if this belief from be heaven sent means if this happy coexistence is the divine plan. Next line, if such be nature's holy plan means if it is also the nature's divine plan or nature's rule. Next two lines, have I not a reason to lament what man has made of man means haven't I the reason to complain about man's creation of problem with his fellow man and destroy nature? Which means if the happy coexistence is the divine plan or and or nature's rules, the poet should complain about the man's wrongdoing among themselves and to nature. This belief is sent. It is also an example of personification. Next point is how to find out the rhyming words. Look at the first stanza. In the first stanza, you can find two pairs of rhyming words: notes and thoughts, reclined and mind. Rhyming words means the pair of words which end with the same sound. So find out other rhyming words from the other stanzas. Next, you have to find out the images in this poem. Images means word picture. There are different type of images. Visual images are there, then auditory images are there. So find out those images from the poem. And next one is your alliteration. Alliteration means the repetition of consonant sounds at the beginning of words in the same line. Find out examples for alliteration from these stanzas.